Den vilda och karga svenska västkusten. Ett himmelrike för kapare, sillkungar och annat slodder. Livet i den bohuslänska skärgården har alltid varit starkt bundet till havet och gåvorna havet ger från sitt djup. När sillen kom in bodde öborna i överflöd och rikedom. Men när sillen plötsligt försvann efter påtiden så föll öborna ner i ett förskräcklig fattigdom och vedermöda. Skärgården är svår att navigera med starka strömmar och lömska grund. Sjöjungfrun styr över havet, vågorna och alla djupets varelser. Och sägs ha en fiskstjärt istället för ben, en urgröpt fiskfjäderstekt rygg och gälar. Sjöfarare var visa nog att blidka henne med offergåvor. Hon kunde belöna det som erbjöd henne gåvor med gynnsamma vindar eller stora fiskfångster. Men å den andra sidan, det som inte erbjöd henne något, kunde hon straffa genom att skicka stormar eller placera isberg i deras väg.
Hello and welcome to yet another, hopefully thrilling episode of Vaesen, a Nordic horror RPG. Every week I question my decision to start this season in summer because I am once again absolutely melting in a heat wave. So the whole everything is cold and frozen and awful doesn't quite sink in. But that's what our imaginations are for. We will quickly go around and say hello to our lovely players, do an amazing recap, and head back into the game because we have some questions that need answering. Specifically, where did Astrid go last week? Speaking of, Baker.
Hi, I'm Baker. I play Astrid, who is Kanos incarnate and lots of fun and adorable and everything that's wonderful, sugar and nice. And if our DM kills her off, we're all going to be very sad. You can find me on Instagram.
The DM doesn't
Twitter.
The DM doesn't kill you off. Your actions have consequences. There's a distinct difference.
That's very true. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter, mainly Instagram, where I post pictures of food.
Very nice. Mikyl.
Hi, I'm Mikyl. You can find me at Mikyl Sandoval on Instagram and Twitter. I am here to play Comric, the American officer who's way out of place.
Nah, you're right where you're meant to be. Eva.
Hello, it's me,
Hello.
Eva, she, her, having yet another week of disagreeing with bots. It's fine. I am playing Linnea, your plucky private detective, and you can find me on Twitter at the Eva Sarate, and I think that about does it for me.
Thank you very much. Wilde?
Yes, hello, I'm Wilde, he, they pronouns. I am playing Frederick, the nice manservant who treats women very wonderfully and does not do anything weird, makes sure they have money to go home and all that kind of stuff. You can find me here and for a couple more games on Other Doc's channel for some Invisible Sun. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now, as for the recap, there's this lovely DM alignment chart going around that says what kind of DM you are depending on what you say when you're about to do the recap. So I'm going to lean into my neutral evil tendencies and toss it to one of my players. Baker.
Hi. Last week on Vaesen, Astrid was missing. No one knows where she is, but we'll get to that in a minute. Linnea and Comric enjoyed pleasant conversations. Well, that was before Linnea promptly vomited all over the floor from seawater. Comric started a prank war, the first one in history, between him and Frederick, that I feel is going to end oh so well. neither of them are going to die from this predicament or this challenge at all. No way. And I just want to remind the game master that it was not I who started player-on-player violence this time. Frederick, Frederick met a nice girl named Elsie, and he did give her money to go home, which was the least he could do after a very subpar performance. He then interviewed another barmaid, whose name I'm forgetting, but who was very excited to hang out with him, and then was soundly disappointed when he only wanted to talk. What can we say? Frederick is only in the world of pleasing Linnea. Anyway, we're gonna move past that line. After their adventures and going to sleep, both Frederick and Comric and Linnea were all woken up quite loudly by the that's not a word I can use on Twitch. Dumb priest. The word I wanted to use isn't allowed. Who had started a fight below after a night of drinking, which I believe falls under the area of debauchery, which a priest is not supposed to participate, and so he can stop looking down his nose at other people. When he saw what we all assume is his former crush, who just isn't that into him and he can't take the hint. Comric and Frederick went down to investigate it. Comric took Oscar the Terrible off to the docks to have a nice conversation and to try and further ingratiate himself into being friends with Pete and the other one. It's a P, whatever. And found out that Pete is currently carrying, Pete and Pace are currently carrying the revolver of the currently dead priest. Not Oscar the Terrible, Oscar the Terrible's boss, who I imagine was awful. Frederick had a discussion with I am forgetting names today. I am so sorry. With Oscar's friend, and she informed him that no, she actually isn't here against her will. She's perfectly happy. She's just trying to save enough money because, like most people, she doesn't want to be stuck in her hometown forever. Linnea and Frederick went out to find Comric, were attacked by a crab king. But right as disaster was about to strike, Frederick rather, I would say, pole vaulted Linnea across the room, or javelin through her across the docks. Linnea did manage to land somewhat gracefully because, well, she's Linnea. Didn't break anything, but thank you, Anniek. Justina is not interested in Oscar and is not being held against her will. But then suddenly everything disappeared, which makes us think it is not the natural crab king that exists, but maybe a spooky counterpart. We do have one crushed tiny crab. Linnea, Frederick, and Comric all headed upstairs and met in Comric and Astrid's room, where we will end the recap and go back to that moment because I am here to discuss some things. Comric. That's you, Mikyl. So you were flipping through the book. Did you, if you saw writing on one of the first pages, would you stop and read it?
Yeah, I believe I was trying to find out why you would even have this book, so I'd say yeah.
All right. Would you read it out loud, or would you read it to yourself?
I know better than reading out loud. I read it to myself before I.
All right. So you hear Astrid's voice, but not how you're used to hearing it. It's much more softer. To my little one, you coming was not something I planned right now, but that doesn't change how excited I am to meet you and to be your mother. It is a tradition in my family for my parents to give you a book and advice for your life to come. Or maybe it was just my parents that did this. So my advice to you, little one, is to remember that no matter what anyone... Oh, wrong book. Wrong thing. I changed that note. I had 2 different versions of it. I pinned this.
That just happened.
That did just happen.
I like how you hear the soft voice of Astrid. Fuck, wrong book.
Not wrong.
This is all happening in character. Yeah,
All
this
right.
is what is written.
All of it is the same, except for, so my advice to you, little one, is to learn constantly and vivaciously. The world has so much knowledge to those who seek it. With all my heart, your mother, Astrid. Little one, your mother is making me do this, but it might be good. The world is not always kind to those who are different, and you will certainly be different. You will need to be strong to survive, but I will help you build that strength. Your father, Jonas.
I don't think was anybody in the room with me.
Both
Oh,
Frederick...
we were in the room, right?
Yes.
That's right.
You were all boundary stomping together.
This seems very
Out of
personal.
concern.
This seems very personal. It would not be something that I would voice to the group. That's not my place. So I would, at reading that especially, I would feel super guilty and close the book and put it back where I got it from, because I was obviously that was outside of what I was looking for.
The book is newer for anyone who can see it. It looks about 3 to 4 years old, and it's a recent children's story about Vaesen.
I thought it was going to give me some kind of clue or something, but it doesn't sound like this is really anything. I'm going to go ahead and put this right back.
All right.
So, yeah.
And then
yeah.
And then notate. What was the name again? Joe. There's so many names. Jonas.
And little one.
Do I know the title? Can I read the title of the book?
I don't think we knew they would exist. We couldn't find a specific title. It would just be like children's folklore and folktale, or like the Grimm's brothers, or but central to kind of this area.
Gotcha.
I mean, it was the book we're basing. The book I'm basing this on is literally called Swedish Folktales.
Yeah.
So, nicely generic. Is there anything else you want to do with that book? Or you already took it baback? Okay.
Yeah, I put it back.
In that case, we are going to do a little time finagling. And Frederick and Comric and Linnea are downstairs in the inn doing their thing, while we go back to when Astrid snuck out of an inn room. I almost said hotel room, but that sounds weird. And we're gonna go see what Astrid got up to.
Okay. So Astrid, I think, kind of woke up as Frederick and his second barmaid left her room.
Uh-huh.
Because doors shutting and waking people up.
Look, just be glad you missed the first one.
Yeah, I'm very glad he did not take it. Yeah, that would have been a conversation.
I'm sure it would have been highly enlightening.
Well, as everyone now knows, not so much.
For Frederick, I mean, for Frederick.
Oh, yes. So I kind of sit there and think a little bit, and then she's kind of gonna make a plan, and then she's gonna start getting ready.
Mm-hmm.
And I will give that to you in a second, Mikyl. And she is going to debate between putting on like dingier clothes or just like try and go full on hide male. And she's going to whip up her hair and hide it up and dress up as a male. And then kind of Astrid being Astrid, is there a second set for like workers upstairs?
A second what, sorry?
So there's like the stairs to the, is there servant stairs in this inn?
No.
Okay, then Astrid's just going to kind of keep her head down, add a little bit of sway because I got 4 6s to her step to kind of look a bit like a drunken sailor, and then just like stumble down and stumble out of the inn.
Okay. And where are you going once you stumble out of the inn?
About what time is it?
I mean, Frederick didn't exactly take long with his barmaids. Probably around 2 a.m. at this point.
2 a.m. So the docks will start getting hopping in like a couple of hours, and warehouse workers will start showing up in a couple of hours.
Yeah, 2 to 3 hours.
Then Astrid is going to head kind of head towards the house and see if there are any open windows. If there's not, she's going to go to the warehouse and kind of hang around and then just slip in and try and look like a worker. Or she's gonna, if there is a way into the house that won't like require her to visibly break anything, she's going to go into the house and kind of snoop around.
Okay. You start by going to the residence. Again, beautiful 2-story building, made entirely of wood. As you're heading towards there, you're smart enough to get off the path before you come to the official inroad to the residence, because they already mentioned, no dirty, gross peasant sailors allowed in that beautiful mansion.
Yeah.
There are no open windows like that are obviously left open, but you don't know how diligent they are about locking things.
I'm not gonna try and go in the front of the house, like the front windows of the house, but if there's like a close to the ground balcony or kitchen door that looks like people would start be getting up soon, like a servant's quarter kind of back
this
door.
Definitely has a servant's type area.
I'm going to check kind of those that are a bit more, or if there's a window with like a bush or something blocking it, I would do that.
You'd probably end up near the kitchen windows.
Okay. Do any of them, am I able to get any of them open without making any loud noises?
Roll stealth about the loud noises.
Okay. I know I just did this, but I've been making other character sheets, so.
You add your stealth and your precision together and whatever bonuses you have from like talents.
Yeah, I just need to remind myself of what was in my precision. Three sixes.
All right.
I am never getting rid of these D6s. They roll real well and I love them.
I'm going to push my roll because I almost have you. I love giving NPCs conditions. It only makes them more likely to kill one of you in the end. This particular NPC is now angry and has 4 sixes. So you do get this window open and you can get into the kitchen.
Can I hear anything? If they're angry, they might be making noises.
You hear nothing.
Okay. Well, if she opened it relatively quietly and not loudly, Astrid's gonna go in.
You end up in a rather large kitchen. Off to your right side is a like storage pantry room area with a second door next to it that you're not sure what's behind. And then there's an open door on the left wall which heads more towards like an open hallway towards the rest of the front of the house. From what you can see, it looks like someone who has heard a description of a rich person's drawing room and tried to recreate it with the shit you can find here.
Astrid is going to take out her knife because she's not stupid and she's breaking into someone's house who she believes is relatively dangerous.
Okay.
And she's going to proceed kind of taking more less prestigious routes and look for an office.
Okay. There is no office on the ground floor. You do hear noises behind that door next to the pantry. It sounds like someone getting dressed.
Astrid is going to look for the nearest servant stair and head up to the second floor.
Okay. You had 3 successes, right?
Yes.
You sneak up these stairs and you see 4 doors that lead off of a rather wide hallway.
None of them are propped open?
Nope.
Okay.
Most of them don't smell very nice though.
Like in a way that nothing smells nice here, or in a particular manner?
It's very saltwater and fish, and like they don't wash coming home from the tavern.
Out of curiosity, the salt and fish smell, does it smell as strongly as when, say, Astrid might have almost drowned by mermaids?
No, I'd say about 80% of that.
80%, okay.
You hear footsteps downstairs and someone muttering angrily. Something about those boys should know better, and if it isn't those boys, she'll teach whoever it is better. Sounds like an elderly woman, and if you want to glance down, I can tell you now there's a somewhat she's like not like old, but oldish. And she has a rolling pin in one hand and a revolver in the other.
Are there any like nooks or crannies at the top of the stairs?
Not really. Like they're decorative elements, but nothing that you could like fold your entire self into.
Okay.
Like, you could try to hide behind some of the decorative curtains, if that's what you're aiming for.
No. Going into one of the rooms. And the hallway just ends? There isn't another set of stairs?
It just ends, yep.
Okay.
2 stories, ground floor, first floor.
Then
the footsteps downstairs have come out of that room by the kitchen and are currently checking the drawing room.
okay. Astrid's going to listen at a door and see if she can hear anything in it. And if it isn't, she's going to open it up. But she's going to do that thing when she closes it where you grip the handle and you turn it fully. And then you use your hand to guide the door shut quietly and then turn it. And then she's going to look for a cupboard or anything that she could hide in that whatever room she ends up in.
Even or odd?
We'll go odd.
Okay. You turn the handle on that door very quietly. Also do the thing where you have your hands sort of on it so it goes
I would have
quietly in.
I
You don't hear anything at the other side of the door.
Okay.
You sneak your way in, the thing where you sort of flip yourself around the door, guide it closed the way you just described. Avoid that latch noise that tends to give people away in scary movies. And you are in darkness. You still don't hear anything, but you smell saltwater and fish and heavy perfume. And you hear the click of someone preparing to shoot you with a pistol. As you hear a voice behind you. You were invited to dinner. You're a little early.
All right, so we established Astrid had her knife out, right?
Yes.
How close is this person to me?
Roll vigilance for that, because he is in the dark behind you. So you're going off of smell and how he sounds.
Two sixes.
So if we're speaking in Vaesen combat language, he is not in melee with you. Because I'm assuming that that's your actual question.
Okay. Then Astrid's going
I suggest you drop the knife and be a good girl and leave.
Or, hear me out. Hear me out. I am simply here on a task for someone else. And
I have a very hard time hearing you while you're holding a weapon. I'm sorry.
I'm not willing to put it on the ground. How about we agree I'll holster it and you holster your gun and I'll give you information and you don't shoot me. How does that sound?
You holster your knife. I keep my gun because you are in fact breaking into my residence. A stranger arrived on my island recently, seen in the company of incredibly questionable people, and that's saying a lot coming from someone who lives on Wrecker Isle. And we have a semblance of a civil conversation.
Fair enough. You have me at an advantage. I'm not good with guns. She's going to slip her knife back into her pocket.
Yep.
And she's going to say, we were sent here to investigate something very simple. And we were told that you were taking women from their home without their permission. You were kidnapping women, bringing them here and forcing them to be here. We were hired by a person to come and investigate that particularly. And, well, as a woman myself, you might understand why I'm keen to find out whether or not you were.
Roll.
It's not a complete lie.
No, it's not a complete lie, but it is a lie. It is definitely a lie.
It is.
I think we've discussed transparency versus honesty before on this particular show. No, use manipulation.
That sucks. I got one.
You're not exactly inspiring him.
I got 1-6, which I don't think is enough to pull this off.
Let me roll my dice and see what happens.
Yeah, that's exactly why I said.
Dogs barking in the distance, I guess. Sorry. I get to observation, which is great. Which goes on. Which is also great. Nice. That is 3 6s on 8 dice. One priest assumes that his childhood crush is here against her will, which is nonsense. I'm glad you've established this. No one else here is here against her will. Some sailors might be here against their will, but that is between them and the captain who gang pressed them. I have no opinion or judgment.
Not lying, Astrid's gonna go, I haven't established that Justine isn't here against her will. I haven't even had a chance to speak to her.
Because you're very busy doing voodoo in my tavern. Whatever the hell you call fake palm readings.
Well, I wouldn't say that's voodoo. I would say that's I would call that hustling.
Sure, you can respect the hustle.
Yeah.
Well, then it seems that your issue will be solved when you go talk to Justina. So I will see you out. You can have a conversation with the lady.
This doesn't sound like Pete or Pace, and you said it was male.
Correct.
Do I recognize the voice?
No, but you're smart enough to deduce that this is Zacharias.
Which is, there were 4 sons. This is the 3rd one that we haven't met yet.
This is the Herring Baron himself.
Astrid's gonna do something real stupid.
I love this for you. Go on.
If he goes to like open a door.
Oh no, he's gesturing with the gun for you to open your own door. He's not coming within melee of you.
If Astrid gets a chance, if he gets close enough in any way, shape, or form, she's going to, in a very non-threatening way, put her hand on him and attempt to do, like actively try and do, what happened between her and Comric during the first season.
Okay. So the thing is, he does everything to not let you close enough to do that. He tells you to open the door, and provided you do open the door,
she will open the door.
He stays where he is, and he suddenly goes, Laura, I found our guest. Please escort her off the premise. And that old lady in her dingy robe with the revolver and the rolling pin comes hustling up the stairs to see you out. Come along now, young sir, before he loses his temper.
I have a feeling you believe in Vaesen.
You're saying this to Laura?
No, I'm saying this to the Herring Baron.
I believe in everything that can give me an advantage. Now, off you pop. You have a dinner date with me later today.
Wait, just hear me out real quick.
It is 2 a.m. I want to be in bed, asleep. You are trying my patience.
Yes, I'm aware. There's hustle and then there's reality.
I might just shoot you so you'll shut up.
A lot of people feel that way, don't worry. There's hustle and there's reality. And the reality is, if you believe in Vaesen, you know about changelings. I'm gonna stop playing with my chapstick, sorry. You know about changelings.
I know stories of changelings.
Okay. Do you know that when a human child is switched, sometimes they end up with extracurricular powers?
Yes, and pixies will sour your milk and make your cows grumpy. What is your point? You have roughly 20 seconds left before shooting a kneecap so Laura can roll you down the stairs.
I can see the future. Let me read.
So can I. It ends up with you dead in the ocean if you do not stop talking to me.
Let me do a reading for you.
Leave.
You can ask whatever question you want.
Right, that's it. 20 seconds are up. He will aim indeed for your kneecap. I will roll for his ranged weapon roll.
Since Astrid is aware, because he told her, does she get to do an agility to move out of the way?
Yes. But you lose a die because Laura is there to fuck you over.
All right. Yeah, bitch! Sorry. Uh, 50%. I got 1 6 with 2 dice.
I have 2 6s on slightly more dice.
I still say I should be able to slightly move out of the way.
You can slightly move out of the way and take 2 damage.
Okay.
Again, he aimed for the leg, so you might have a little stumble. And he just goes, see, now you have to get cleaned up for dinner.
That's okay. I work with medicine anyway.
That's what some might call it. Now, if you'll please excuse me. And he uses his hand to gesture to Laura, who just sort of rolls you out of his doorway, and he just closes the door. And Laura just goes, I'm not carrying you. I'm either throwing you down these stairs or you're walking.
I can walk. I'm just fine.
Well, there you go then. She has the same positioning as Zacharias did, behind you with a gun trained on you.
That's fine.
And the front door is closed soundly behind you.
That's cool. Astrid's gonna find a place nearby.
Any particular kind of place nearby?
Quiet, where she can sit down.
Oh, sorry, that music was me, and it was too loud. And I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Probably because they both start with the same name. You can sort of go northish. Go to like a garden shed.
Cool. She's first going to perform emergency medicine on herself.
That's a solid choice.
Yep. Not great. 1-6.
Okay.
But since she has access to all that blood anyway, she's going to scry.
Okay. You are, by the way, hang on, let me draw it on the map for you. You're sort of, why is it not here? Like this is in the garden shed, the other one was. So you're where that sort of pinkish circle is.
Yeah. I get 2 6s.
2 6s. What are you particular? I'm assuming you're scrying on Zacharias, but is there like a specific question you have in your mind while you're doing this?
I'm trying to think about how to best ask this.
Like I would ever use your own words against you.
No, never. Ever. Zachariah and death.
Zachariah and death. That is your specific question? Or like that's the focus?
That's the focus. Zachariah and murder. Murder in particular. No,
Right.
death. Let's just go with death in general.
Let's just go with death. Okay. I can't believe you're making me do this. Okay. Yeah. Zacharias and death. Well, I think the most notable one is where you watch as like sort of top-down view from top-down view of like this scene, oldish. You see an elderly man, an elderly woman who looks like a younger Abela, with 4 boys around, as the elderly man is kicking the ever-loving shit out of the youngest son. As he turns away from him and just sort of spits on him and goes, useless. The youngest son, which is Zechariah's, gets up and grabs something off the ground and just bashes his head in. Like you're close enough to hear the skull crack. And this is on this island already, but none of the houses or warehouses or nothing's here yet. There is a small boat nearby. And as you watch this old man just sort of fall face first into the surf, just blood pooling, like just completely soaking the sand around him and running into the water, you watch as the wave starts rising up and you feel yourself lose control of your vision. As you are once again scrying on someone with a lot of magic. And as this giant tidal wave heads towards you, I need you to make a force test, and I will use the ability I have to take one of your dice away.
All right. Force is complete. Okay, well, one of them just went off the back of my desk, so I'm re-rolling.
Good timing.
All right. 1-6.
1-6. So as this tidal wave crashes over you, you are suddenly, you're not sure if this is real or in your vision real, but either way it hurts. Your 6 avoids the damage, but you feel yourself getting sucked away into the sea, into this like giant swirling vortex of water. And you felt this before. You are once again drowning. You roll me an agility test. See if you can find up.
Am I getting one of my dice taken away this time? Because I'm
Yes.
gonna run out of luck.
Yes. I'm waiting for you to run out of luck.
It's not today. 1-6.
1-6. Again, 1-6 is enough to avoid the damage. You can like sort of expel some of your air and watch the bubbles rise up. But you're pretty far under the water. Like it's not like my nice background where you can see sunlight streaming through. You're deep. Do you want to start swimming up?
Astrid's going to not like losing her position, using her arm to keep pointing up, like they teach you in water rescue school.
Which Astrid has definitely been to, obviously.
She lives on a freaking island. I'm assuming everyone has been.
Go on.
And is going to glance around to make sure there's nothing to grab her before she starts swimming up.
You don't see anything.
You're lying. I can see the smirk.
You don't see anything ready to grab you.
She's gonna start swimming up.
Okay, roll force.
All right.
Or agility, whichever one you prefer, really.
And still 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Basically, you lose it for the scene.
Well, they add up to 6.
So that's a failure.
Yep.
Which means that your arm is helping you. You're not necessarily moving in the wrong direction. You're just sort of kicking poorly. Like the people in water that you watch and they're like flailing instead of swimming.
Yeah.
And because you used some of your air to make bubbles to see where you're going, you are absolutely running out of air. And there is already water going in your nose. You are I'm keeping track. There is a certain number of failures and successes needed for either outcome.
Okay.
So what do? You are, again, nothing is grabbing you. It is only water, but the water, I was almost going to say this isn't regular water, but that sounds really weird. But it's like the water is trying to push in rather than that it just is. It's like someone is controlling this water.
Astrid would have a coat and stuff on, correct?
Yes.
Astrid's going to strip the coat off.
Okay.
And anything that's weighing her down besides, like, we're talking pants and, like, the very bottom undershirt.
Okay. Shoes?
Yeah, we're going to kick those off as well.
If you want, you can roll this one with agility instead of force.
There's a say.
I'll help you.
I know. Yes! 1-6.
1-6. You manage to swim up partway. It's starting to look a little lighter.
Okay. As she's gonna keep trying to swim up.
Okay.
Come on, come on, come on. You know you love me. You're rainbow dice. You have to love me. 1-6.
1-6. You break through the surface of the water. There is still water trying to like get into your mouth and your nose.
Yep.
Looking around, you see only ocean. And at this point, I want you to roll a fear test.
A fear. Got it. Fear. You're gonna have to remind me what I roll for fear.
You can. Are you using logic or empathy? You get to pick. You
Logic.
roll the attribute.
Logic.
So either just logic or just fear, and you're alone, so you don't get any bonuses. Normally, when your friends are with you, you get bonuses, and when you're alone, you don't.
Oh God! Hold on 1 second. I dropped my dice.
I swear to God, I'm buying you a dice tray.
I have one. I never get it out. I can get it out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 1-6. That is 5 and 5. Sorry, my brain was like, "What's that?" I'm gonna grab my dice tray real quick.
She's just stalling because she knows what's happening.
1-6.
1-6. I mean, that avoids a condition.
Nice.
You are, however, in the middle of the ocean.
I am in the middle of the ocean. Are the stars out?
Yes.
Okay, Astrid's going to see if she can find the northern star to kind of orient herself on where north is.
Okay. Pretty sure there's a test for that, but I don't think it's learning. But that's what my head is yelling at me.
I would say it would be investigation, logic.
Because you're good at that.
I'm also good at learning.
You're looking for a star and you know where it's supposed to be. Observation, you're observing the night sky.
All right.
Which you're also good at, so you're fine.
Oh, no. Was I only supposed to use 2 dice on that observation? I mean, on that fear test?
No.
No? Okay. I was like, oh no, then your choice if I got the 6 or not.
I wouldn't want to take away your fear dice. It just means I have to scare you harder next time.
Okay. So, observation...
It's gonna be great. I'm giving someone water-related PTSD and she lives on an island.
Yeah, it's wonderful. 3, 5. Okay. Fuck you. None. None.
None.
9.
9. So I don't know how often Baker has gone swimming in the ocean. I'm assuming pretty often. You don't feel it when there's just so much salt water in your eyes, you can barely keep them open, let alone spot a particular star in a sky full of constellations. You're just there's a lot of this going on and not a lot of finding that star.
Baker has never been in the ocean, so that is not something that she's aware of.
I mean, 2 out of 10 do not recommend it. Hurt like hell.
Okay.
Are you treading water? Are you swimming in a random direction? Are you giving up and floating? What are you?
Okay, Astrid would know this. I don't. So like in lakes, the waves are almost always either going one direction or they're going towards the shore. Is that the same in the ocean?
The main problem, so no, for one thing.
Okay.
It tends to be really hard to see it, like if there's a general direction to the waves, if they're not breaking.
Okay. Like I said, I've never been in the ocean. I don't know.
It's easier to see the closer you get to shore.
Okay. Then the moon is really easy to find unless it's a cloudy night.
You can definitely see the moon.
Great. How low is the moon?
About as high as when you were still on land.
Okay. So the moon rises from the... So she's going to swim in the opposite direction of the moon.
Okay. Opposite direction of the moon.
So the moon rises in the east. If it's so the opposite direction of it would have me going east, because at 2 3 a.m. it would be setting in the west.
Let me just consult the map.
Okay. Ouch.
Stop hitting your knees on things.
Sorry.
Okay. Roll me a force test.
I'm only minorly bleeding. It's fine. Am I rolling?
Yes, force. Physique. Yeah.
Physique. All right.
Physique.
So still 2.
I mean, if you have force, I suppose you can add it, but I don't think you have force, so it's just a physique roll.
I just remembered that Astrid has close combat. Like, she actually has points in close combat.
If only he had been in close range with you, rather than refusing to enter your space.
You can't have that long arms. Plus, I was gonna stab his arm.
And he was going to shoot you in the knee. What's really happening here?
Me avoiding saying that I got 0 6s.
I mean, speaking of being shot in the knee, your leg is starting to fail on you. Emergency medicine notwithstanding. You picked a direction and you are swimming, but you are lagging. You can roll observation for me if you want.
All right, hold on 1 second. 3, 4, 5. 1, 6.
One second. Okay. There is definitely something resembling land in the distance.
Okay, Astrid, trying to be as smart as possible with her leg going out, is going to flip onto her back.
Okay.
Because if I remember correctly, saltwater is more buoyant than freshwater.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to use her arms to doing that weird thing when you're doing the the backstroke and you're trying to make sure you don't run into anyone, kind of looking over your shoulder. Yes, I'm risking getting more salt water in my nose, but like it stops me from sinking and it allows me to rest.
Yes. Roll me one final force test.
Yes. 1, 6.
1, 6. So it takes quite long. We're talking the sky lightning long. But you find your way to a tiny rocky island full of gulls and slugs and crabs and very sparse vegetation. But you are out of the water.
Perfect. First thing Astrid's going to do is she took off her shoes and her coat and stuff. She wouldn't have given up her bag. She's going to throw her bag down. Everything's in it soaked. Not gonna deny that in any way, shape, or form, but she does have some food in there that would possibly be edible.
I think salty rations are still rations.
Yes. She's going to see if she can find a rock and some dry stuff to start a fire.
Depending on how much Bear Grylls you was, you can probably even burn seagull poop.
And I want it to be a smoky fire.
Okay. Everything here is damp and wet, so it's smoky is kind of the default.
Okay, perfect. And then she's going to eat part of her ration, not all of it, a little bit of the protein. She's going to... What type of... There's no, like, real vegetation on this island?
No, and also currently your biggest problem is that there's no fresh water on the island.
Yeah. No, that's...
You are incredibly thirsty. But I think we can leave Astrid here for a little while because we are in the morning, which I think means we're back on the same timeline track as the rest of the party, who all said they weren't sleeping in, they were sleeping just enough not to get exhausted. Wilde is on a call, but we already knew what Frederick is doing, which is getting breakfast for Miss Linnea and getting her clothes ready. Trying to find something more edible than what they're normally serving. So I guess I'm mainly interested in what Comric is currently up to. We can also say, since Wilde is on a call, that we'll take a quick break. Digest what just happened to Astrid, who survived against all better judgment, despite the fact that Baker is looking at me very angrily right now.
Oh, no, that is not at you. I'm trying to think.
Let's say 10 minutes because I am also out of water. And then we'll be back here. Yep. Bye, everybody. Welcome back to Vaesen, where we totally weren't just discussing what happens after Astrid dies. Not a question. She'll be fine. Because we have 3 more, German 3 more intrepid detectives. I'm still not calling you heroes, I refuse to, who are here and can, of course, step in and maybe even save Astrid. Who knows? They're going to try. We come back to you in the early morning. As I said, while people weren't listening to me, Frederick is up and getting breakfast for Miss Linnea, making sure her clothes are ready and trying to find her something to drink that doesn't have aquavit in it. Comric, what are you up to? Water.
Just feel like getting my day ready and probably packing a small bag or backpack or something for whatever's going to happen today.
Are you packing all your stuff or more of a
just like a day pack?
A day pack, like you're one of those tourists with a fanny pack, like a little map and some.
Exactly. All my expensive belongings, which is nothing, in the backpack.
All right. Leading question. I am aware. Astrid hasn't returned. Are you packing any of Astrid's belongings?
No, I think he would have been a little creeped out about the finding the book and reading what he wrote or reading what was written in there. So he's gonna leave her stuff be.
Proud of you. Look at you with boundaries.
Yeah.
I don't know what has happened. I'm not sure what's happening here. All right, little day pack. Questionable breakfast.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna need to. How do you get rid of a physical condition? Is it like you have to wait until you go back?
You have to seek a form of treatment.
Form of treatment.
Like
on this
Astrid.
aisle.
Oh, you could sure ask about their like masseurs, I'm sure.
Sure could.
Ask for some. No, I'll head downstairs for breakfast and see if I can catch up with Frederick.
Okay. Frederick.
Yes. Are there any sailors still in the I don't know, bar, tavern, whatever?
Now is not the time, Frederick. We've got a mission.
Present.
He's not good at that.
Yes. Like there's a constant like fresh batch of sailors arriving from ships newly docking, people waking up, doing terrible based on the amount of aquavit they had in the night before. Those are mainly physically present, not necessarily mentally present. But there are like fresh sailors.
That's fine. It's probably better. So, is there anyone here who appeared to have slept over from last night? There's a few, right?
Can you repeat that last part?
Are there some who appear to have slept over from last night? Like,
yes, they are still present. They're not currently awake.
Wow. Okay. Then I go to one of the awake ones, maybe one of the beefier ones, and just inform them that the American is looking to offer up a silver to anyone who can defeat him in battle.
To anyone who can defeat him in battle. Is that what you're saying?
AKA fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs. Okay, because I was like picturing people with like blunderbusses at this point.
No.
But we're specifying fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs, yes.
And what is he offering them again?
A silver.
Silver. Okay. That's a decent amount for poor sailors. And you're offering this to bleary-eyed
Sailors, yes.
sailors. Yeah, I was thinking of more descriptors, but none of them are very pleasant. At least your nose is getting a little more accustomed to the scent in this inn, so you're not automatically hurling again. I do need, speaking of scents and how people are doing, once you wake up, Linnea, I need a force roll from you to see if you hold things down now as opposed to last night. I will be stepping away for 10 seconds because I really need to open my window, and you can give me your result when I'm back.
That fish smell, just can't escape it.
Honestly, better than expected. Given her, excuse me, 2 dice.
2 dice, well.
I know,
Hold
she's...
something down.
Sorry, see also my heat wave.
Oh! Oh,
Are you
wait.
keeping it down? Are we shocked and surprised that you're successfully not hurling?
I have 4 dice. So that's 2 successes. I forgot that,
Wow.
thanks to Frederick's, like, training regimen, I've got, a +2 this mystery.
Yes. Congratulations, you maintained decorum. Let's leave it at that.
Yes.
Okay. Challenge thrown out there. Metaphoric gauntlet thrown down by Frederick. Linnea, are you waiting in your room for Frederick to show up with your breakfast? Or...
What's the point in him going down to get it if I'm not waiting in my room?
You could set the table for you, for sure. Comric, are you... I was about to say, are you sitting with Linnea waiting for Frederick to serve you? But I don't want to be part of this prank war, so I'm not going to ask that. Are you going down for your own breakfast?
Yes, I'm going down for my own breakfast.
As you're eating your gruel, I guess, you feel kind of, you smell this man before you hear him coming, but a sailor sort of stumbles up to you and sort of slaps you on the shoulder and goes, I heard you want to go? Come on then. And he adopts the wobbliest fighting stance you've probably ever seen in your life. I can do a lot with the silver. Come on, put him up. Can't punch you until you're ready.
Is he doing this to Comric?
Yes. Frederick is literally telling people you will pay them to fight you.
He will pay them to fight me.
You will pay people if they beat you in a fist fight, is what Frederick has been telling people in this tavern. Drunk, poor people have been told that if they punch you hard enough, silver falls out of your pockets.
Oh, man. I stand up and, gosh. What is this, close combat?
Yes.
Can I use it to
Hang on. I'm pretty
basically
sure...
just like push him off? Or like maybe push him back. I don't really want to hurt him. I just kind of want him to leave.
Hang on. Let me scroll up a little because Free League Publishing is actually nice enough to give me stat blocks for the drunken sailors in this inn.
Nice.
Thank you, Free League Publishing. Oh wow.
We are not
they're-
sponsored. We just say thank you.
We're not sponsored. I just think they're awesome. And if they want to sponsor us, hit me up. We can we can definitely talk about things and people. So you're pushing.
Yeah, I'm gonna just try to. Can't even get breakfast without.
Yep. That is a close combat roll because you're pushing the enemy into another zone or a specific part of the zone you are in.
Okay.
I think means I can roll against you. This is great. Yep. All right. Roll off. This is fine. I will tell you, their vigilance is better when they haven't been drinking this much.
Right.
Maybe the dice gods will be merciful. Yeah. Maybe. I have 1 6. I will not be pushing this roll regardless of what happens.
I also have 1 6.
All right.
In one hand, he's got his bowl of what is it, gruel. In the other hand, he's just kind of holding.
Yeah. So you don't damage him. He doesn't take a condition or anything, but he just sort of stumbles back and goes, punching, not shoving. I need that silver.
It's fine. Go away. You should probably just go away.
But your friend promised, and I'm pretty sure I drank everything.
I'm pretty sure he meant if you fight him, it would be a silver. He's used to like doing all kinds of different things. I'm pretty sure he will give you a gold if you can knock him out.
He said the dumb American, that's you.
Yeah, very true.
And then he used the word fisticuffs, which is a dumb word, but I know what he meant. And then he said, we'd get a silver if we beat you hard enough.
Right. Well, that's not going to happen here. But feel free to take a gold off of him if you knock him out.
Have you seen him? He is the size of a brick shit house.
That is absolutely correct. Have fun.
Piss off. And he just wanders away. Congratulations, you didn't spill your gruel.
Hungry enough to eat this.
Oh, that's desperation right there.
Yeah.
Wow. Delicious. Linnea, Frederick comes upstairs to serve you the same gruel.
Well, it's good to have a full stomach, I guess, when looking for a missing friend and trying not to get eaten by a wall of crabs.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm glad you're feeling better, Miss Linnea. Has Miss Astrid not returned?
I figured someone would have said if she had.
Go, Jessica, let's check her room.
Her room is empty.
Well, can I add something to my gruel from our, like, provisions just to make it a little bit better?
Raisins.
Right, I was absolutely thinking raisins.
It's
like you make Frederick watch as his Christmas raisins go in your gruel. Harsh, Linnea, harsh.
We all have the same provisions. Like, he could add his non-Christmas raisins if he wanted to.
He gets non-Christmas raisins? Wow, you people are rolling in at this mystery.
I'm sure Frederick would have done something like, I don't know, like mix the gruel with a bit of tea to try and add some flavor.
I love how that sounds good in
I
theory, but
assumed
I'm
you
not
made
sure.
tea, but I don't think you would put tea in gruel because it just makes it cringier.
Yeah.
Let's say you spice it
No.
up a little with some of your
Isn't gruel like porridge?
gruel is like the worst of all porridges.
Right,
It's what
so-
you have when porridge isn't available.
Right, so you put like tea water into the.
Ugh.
What? No?
So by
Okay.
doctoring this up, is there some sort of like morale bonus?
This is rough.
I was mainly questioning if you all three need to roll another force test
No, we're good.
to choke this down. But sure, add your rations, make it a little better. I mean, gruel, you sort of already drink it, so I guess if you add enough, it might. I know. It's very questionable. But filling. Definitely filling. In the sense that there is now like a spelt brick in your stomach. You're definitely full. You're not sure how nutritious it is, but your stomach is done for. Yeah, Astrid didn't return. You are free to do what you want. Dinner invitation was for 7.
But there's only 4 of us. And what time is it now? Sorry, don't hurt me.
I wish medium warm was a thing in Vaesen. But 7 a.m.
So we got plenty of time to explore.
Yes,
So-
yes, you do.
I'm just waiting downstairs for you two.
You've been challenged by at least 2 more wobbly sailors in the meantime. That are all easily disposed of.
I guess to Miss Anna, like, do you want to try and explore other areas of the town where Astrid may have gone to look at? Must we find her before our dinner tonight?
I guess it's better than waiting here. We can just leave her a note, and in case she does come back. And yeah, there's only so many places. This place isn't that big. There's only so many places she could have gone.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I guess we could also ask around. Well, let's go round up Comric and do stuff.
Go downstairs to Comric.
Yep. I'll pay for a round for everyone who tried to challenge Comric.
Alright, yeah, you're down about a full silver for a bunch of aquavits because they're not drinking beer. 7 a.m. You don't drink beer at 7 a.m.
Hey, we're going to take a walk. If you wanted to come with us, which would probably be a good idea. I'm not
Well,
even going to ask what you're doing with
considering
these gentlemen.
Considering all of the challenges that I've had this morning, I think getting out of here would probably be a good idea.
We're not here to fight, Comric. That's...
I
try
thought
to keep
the
a
same
lower
thing,
profile.
but Frederick thought
I was like, no,
otherwise.
Comric, Elena is right. We're not here to fight.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm disappointed.
I just walk out.
Yes. There's always a more peaceful option, Comric. I'm sure you could have just.
I find just one of the sailors that are just sitting there drinking that challenged me earlier, and I just punch him as hard as I can as I walk out the door. Just as I'm walking by, cheap shot and everything.
Rude.
I know.
Okay.
Astrid being gone must just really be getting to him.
Oh boy.
Which direction did we go last time? Can we go the
We
opposite
went towards the
direction this
docks.
time?
Yeah, we went to the docks where we were attacked by the crabs.
As we're outside, I would want to. We need a safe place to talk without any prying ears. I think we got anywhere you guys want to go, but we definitely have a lot of things to talk about.
We gone towards the residences yet?
No, but that doesn't really seem like a good private place to talk.
Yeah, we want as far away from all these places as possible.
Can we just shuffle off somewhere away from buildings and people and maybe a tree or something and just...
I think towards the east there's not much but woods there, right?
If you go far enough east, you get to, well, there's not that. Okay, so the green things are the trees, and everywhere there isn't green things aren't trees. We're talking rock.
Excuse me.
Hi. I'm just marveling at your faith in Linnea's climbing skills.
Topographically, probably not the best. Maybe north.
Topographically, there's a few options, and maybe east isn't the wisest one.
Right.
Wait, we don't
So
need
if
to
you-
go that far away. We're
I was
just...
going to say, if you go east and go up like one of the ridges.
Yeah, we could try by like the warehouse or something.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Like,
like north of the
just
north
go-
of,
just
let's
go
go
to the
north of the
warehouse.
warehouse.
We just
where
need to
there's
be
some trees.
somewhere where we can see no one is, like, lurking around a corner and...
Right.
There's only like 4 people following you at this point in time. What are
Great.
you worried about?
Love that.
Okay. North? North of the warehouse.
North of the warehouse.
Yeah.
All of you. Very nice. All of you can roll vigilant.
Not my strongest, so no successes.
This is why I need Astrid.
Also, no successes.
Three sixes.
Yes,
3
Frederick.
successes.
Nice.
Coming in
All right.
clutch.
Frederick, you notice as you're heading to the north of the warehouse, who the fuck knows which one is which, but there's at least one brother following you.
Can I tell which one?
No. It's someone ugly and dumb, but you notice it from such a great distance with 3 successes, you can't tell whether it's Peter Pace.
Right, hey, Comric, I think one of your friends is wanting to join. Oh. Yeah. Head not in that direction.
Oh, sorry, it's a bit much. Head not towards.
Figure coming over.
I mean, even if you failed your vigilance, as soon as someone points them out to you, you can tell that particular brother following you.
How far back are they?
Few hundred feet. Basically, Frederick looked back just as they were like scampering from tree to next tree. Again, it is sparse here, so they had a hard time hiding.
We want to
Should
do
we-
something about it, or
Should we talk to him, or what do you want to do?
Is there anything that we need to know or talk about very, very quietly before we do confront him?
The fact that Astrid's not back, yes.
Okay.
wait for him, and then question him as a group.
That sounds great. Yep.
Oh,
I feel like we should probably just call him over since he's obviously tailing us.
Hi. Hello. Sorry, dog.
At least it wasn't my dog this time. Nice change of howl. You're waving said brother over?
Yeah, just sort of like, I mean, I don't think we were hustling or anything, so, strolling and, like, she
Yep.
just
He
noticed him
also
behind her, and
he does the same casual stroll towards you. If he gets a little closer, you can tell that he is carrying a pistol, which would make this Pete, for those keeping track of nearly identical dumbass brothers. He comes walking up to you and goes, I was just making sure you knew the way to the house.
oh, is it that one over there? Just
Which one are you pointing at? The actual house.
There's only 3 buildings.
There's only 3 buildings. I'm just making sure.
I mean, the warehouse looks like a warehouse, right? Like, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I just figured you'd be in the fanciest one.
I do have room in the fanciest one. But you already walked past it, so I figured if you walked past it, then maybe you didn't know where you were supposed to be going.
Oh,
we didn't think that we needed to go there right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, it's tonight.
Tonight for dinner, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah, we were just looking for a good view. It's a beautiful island.
Thanks. If you want a good view, you have to go higher.
Oh, okay.
Is there a good path?
No.
Oh.
Since you're here, you happen to see our friend, Miss Astrid.
The lady who read the fortunes?
Yes, that one.
That's her. Mm-hmm.
You lost your wife already? Pays owes me 50 gold.
Sounds
Thanks,
like
dude.
you called it, and
I did.
refuse to call her my wife, but I
Look,
don't say that out loud.
I haven't seen her around, but man, plenty of sailors for her to pick from.
Well, we didn't, you know, that's true. We didn't ask down at the docks. We did ask back at the inn.
And I highly doubt she's out at sea.
No, but maybe she went on one of their ships. That was very good thinking. I'm sorry, I don't know if we've
Thank
actually
you.
met. I'm Linnea.
Pete,
It's very nice to meet you, Pete, officially.
you smell nice.
Oh, oh, thanks.
It's good to see you again, Pete.
Weirdly, the nicest thing anyone has said to me in a while. At least on the island.
So, view up a little bit. Wife probably ran off with a sailor. Pleasure to meet you. Yeah, if you know where the house is, that's all I came to tell you. So I guess I can.
Hey,
Go back
Pete.
to work.
We were just wondering if maybe you knew about priest figure that came up on the shore not too long ago.
The one we
Anything?
tried to beat up, and then you came in between.
No. And I was
Because I can
escorting.
beat him up again. That's like no problem.
No, I mean, I think
You
I
do
did a
look
pretty
very
good
strong.
job.
Thank
Yeah.
you. And he looked like his bones
Mhm.
would break pretty easily.
When I was taking him down to the dock, he had yelled, he said something about how his friend went missing here and ended up dead. And that's why he was here. I'm just kind of shook by the whole situation. But I made sure that he, I think his name was Vicar Carl Erickson something. But yeah, he said he went missing out here and got shot or something like that.
Plenty of people get shot. Usually when they ask dumb questions.
Interesting. Yeah.
Sailors,
so you haven't...
sailors. Rough bunch.
Yeah.
Very rough. Lena's just keeping like this absolutely vacant expression on her face.
Every time Pete has to talk, you can see that every time he needs to find a word, it just hurts. Half the time he's using words that he's clearly learned from someone else.
We found the
kinku. See the gun he has, right? It's like...
What was that?
We can all see the gun he has.
Yes, stuck in his waistband.
Like, oh, Pete, that's a pretty interesting gun out there. Comric here, being an American, he's a gun connoisseur himself.
And when you say he's an American, he just looks like he smelled something real bad. Well, Abela says foreigners don't know nothing.
Who's that?
See? They don't know anything. My mother, you dumb fuck.
She seems like a very smart lady. She was there last night, right?
She runs the whole place. Ever
The
since
whole
my
island.
daddy died. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
That must be ever so much work. It's
She's
a good thing she has you to
tough
help.
Woman. Thank you. I help her real good.
Will she be joining us for dinner?
I don't know. Kind of up to her. Nobody tells her what to do.
Does she know that we're coming by?
Oh, sure. She knows many things. Lots of things. Not allowed to say everything anymore because that also suggests she knows back. But she knows lots of things. Anywho,
You'll be there
I
at
need
dinner,
to get
right?
back to work. If I'm allowed.
Well, let's hope you're allowed then.
Okay. And just doesn't even say goodbye. He just sort of turns around and starts making his way back.
Lovely fella.
Oh, he's awful. She says that very low, like, as his back is, like, disappearing into the horizon, like...
I was like, what's one of the most obnoxious thing a gross man has ever said to me? And you smell like nice.
You
He's like,
crushed
top
it.
3. That is top 3.
Oh.
I'm glad that was the camera. I was briefly worried that was your chair. Okay.
There we go.
Were there things you needed to talk about now that you've gotten rid of Pete?
Are we going to talk about how to about searching for Astrid or...
Yeah, we need to figure out where she's at.
Does anyone want to help me up? Just up the rocks a little bit?
I believe we have some rope.
I mean, if you want to try and get a view of the whole town, we can look up higher.
Yeah, I mean, it might help us see if anything's out of place or if there's like a... I feel like we'd have heard if there's a commotion, but, something.
She didn't say she went anywhere, did she? Specific. She just said, I'm going to go handle some things and
Yeah.
I'll be back.
I feel like we really need to work on our like
Communication.
safety backup measures, fail safes.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you want to go up, miss, then fair to go. Try and get in a position to give someone a booster.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll try to get at least an vantage point to look around.
I don't mind if it's an advantage point as well.
I will take an advantage also.
One of these days, your puns are gonna get you killed.
I know.
Can I just have like a group agility check, please?
Agility. Okay.
Oops.
Oops,
we
is
love
always
to
a good
hear.
start.
Well, I threw one the opposite way, so it fell out of my dice tray. So,
Is it
2
with you
sixes.
people and letting your dice go wild?
I have 1 6.
2 6s, 1 6.
1 6.
1 6.
Yeah.
We'll call it a group success since you're helping each other, so you can indeed hold hands and scramble. Bonus point for Frederick and Comric for not shoving each other off of the ledge. For once. You get to a decent vantage point. You can see most of Wrecker's Isle. Again, other than those 3 buildings, pretty much empty. Although, let's check. I mean, lots of sailors and drunk people and shit.
So Linnea would like to use her binoculars to kind of zoom in, as it were.
Zoom in and enhance.
And she would also like to peek in any windows that she can, including in the residence and the warehouse. And then she'll also do a scan of the water to just see, like, if there's anything, especially because of, like, the sea serpent. If there are any boats in or out, who's on them, if there's any, like, flotsam. Just being nosy.
Try and go in order. Residence curtains are drawn.
I figured.
In your rooms are on the opposite side of your vantage point, so you don't know if anyone's in your room, but the other rooms are being aired out. Warehouse doesn't have any windows that like open. It's just super sparse, and windows are noxious to build. And who gives a fuck if your warehouse workers get any daylight or oxygen? They just have to work and then fuck off. Warehouse is very crowded and very busy now. Ships leaving, a few people on them a lot, and every like dock space that opens up, there's like that mad scramble that your ship also had to go through to like get a spot closer to the isle. The warehouse is currently loading ships with whale oil mainly.
Is there like any part of the warehouse that seems to be oddly not in use or anything like that?
No, they seem to be using all of it.
Linnea is doing like a running commentary of what she sees. If she, anything extra she sees via the binoculars.
Nothing that would suggest that Astrid is anywhere within your sight, and nothing that suggests that there's currently something awful happening on this island.
Are there any guards or anything for the warehouse, or is it just like standard busy port stuff?
Just standard busy port stuff.
Well, I haven't noticed anything. Comic Linnea? Anything seem out of sorts to you?
Not here.
I haven't seen anything supernatural since we've been here. How about y'all?
Well,
Just the crabs.
yeah,
Other than the crabs.
was kind of a big one. Um,
What could that have meant anyway?
Well, it happened
We never
towards-
really
towards
tried
the
that.
dock. Maybe there's something protecting the waters around here.
Worth a check. We should check. Probably check together.
probably. But
What are you guys thinking?
I don't know if it was like a. I mean, it clearly didn't want us to proceed, but I don't know if that's something that can be tithed. I don't know if that's something that just really loves that dock and doesn't want us down there. While I'm looking at things, are there any ships that seem to be more Vaesen folk, like more sigils and more I'm trying to think of, I guess more,
Bedazzled.
yeah, kind of like less modern, I guess.
Yeah, there's some differences. The very like local herring fishermen tend to have like charms on the bow, symbols stitched into sails.
Did we notice
Whereas some
anything?
of the more commercial, larger, like the whalers and really like more of the merchant vessels, tend to have far less of that.
Around the warehouse as we are like walking by or even where we're at right now, do we notice anything with the warehouse that might suggest there's a ritual or shrine?
As you walk past, you notice nothing exciting about them.
Hmm.
Since we have some time before dinner, why don't we check out the warehouse and possibly the docks again? If something was trying to keep us from them, there may just be something there.
Okay. What is your plan? Warehouse?
That's what we're closer to anyway, right?
Yeah, we'll come back down.
Inspecting the warehouse would be a good idea. Who knows? Astrid may be in there.
Who knows?
Maybe she got
Okay.
stuck under a pile of fish.
All right, as
That's
you
our
approach
Astrid.
this warehouse again, it is so busy, like fever pitch levels of activity. There are those 3 large cauldrons that they're cooking whale oil in. There are tons of barrels with herring being salted. So I once again need all 3 of you to make a force test to avoid exhaustion, or in Comrex's case, a second condition. This place is vile.
Ooh, nice. 2 6s.
Also 2
Right.
6s.
Comrex is apparently well adjusted to this now.
You said force?
Oh,
Yeah.
no. -1. Hold on. Oh,
You are already exhausted, so you're down a die.
Wait, no. I was angry, wasn't I? That's not force. But yeah,
No,
sixes.
Comrex is down
no, I am. Yeah.
a physical die. You're down a mental die.
Right. Anyways, I've got no 6s.
You become exhausted. I hear someone's TV. But no one is like actively stopping you from wandering into this warehouse.
I think I'm just going to look for anything that would.
I think Linnea is like holding that little handkerchief with nice smelling stuff under her nose, and Frederick is like trying to power to and failing.
I'm looking for anything just out of the ordinary that would suggest any type of Vaesen help. You know, the one thing that that I remember was the saying that the herring was actually up, like they've been fishing and getting a whole lot more than what normally happens. So that's what I'm looking for. Something that would be out of the ordinary.
Roll vigilance.
One six.
1-6. So as you're going through this warehouse looking at the herring barrels, yes, this is a lot of herring. Again, normally herring catches are cyclical, so a few good years, a few terrible years. Make it through the terrible years, get a few more good years. The amount of fish that is here is ridiculous. This is a number of good years or one fantastic year. Like, this is so much fish. In one of the more secluded corners of the warehouse, there is a dried dark stain on the floor with a small pendant on the ground.
Kind of try to edge my way over there, actually nudging Linnea like, hey, you see that?
As he points it out, you notice.
Oh. Don't like that.
Not necessarily, yeah.
Are there a lot of people kind of in that corner?
Not in that corner
isolated.
itself. You're like in an area where barrels are like already stacked and not getting moved particularly soon. It's not deserted, but it is a little less busy than the rest of this place.
Okay, you go. We'll distract, I guess. I think it's probably weird if we all cluster around over there.
That's true, yeah. Frederick, you got something?
No.
You can kind of play the middle and see what, if either of us need help. She's going to start kind of making her way off to the side, so kind of like the opposite side of where Comrick's trying to go, and she's going to start
You're
poking
pincer
around.
maneuvering a pendant?
Well, no, she's trying to no, she's going away from that area.
Right, you head from the east, I come in from the west. You'll never see us coming. Right.
I assume Comrick can handle a pendant by himself.
At this point, who knows?
Honestly.
Yeah.
She's just gonna start kind of eyeing barrels, and if there's anyone, you know, kind of the closest person around, you know, oh, is this from this year? Like, is all of this?
Oh yes, no, 1888 is an excellent herring year.
You know, I've never heard anything good about vintage.
Yeah, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Most of them aren't exactly making eye contact with you, but you definitely have their attention.
Oh, okay. She's definitely gonna lean into like swanning around.
I mean, swan is an upgrade from chicken.
And then just kind of keep an eye on Comrick's progress, and more.
As I see that the attention is kind of moving towards Linnea, then I would,
Okay.
Start.
You pick up. I take it you pick it up.
Yeah.
It is a crucifix-shaped pendant.
I'm gonna quick throw it like in my journal,
Mhm.
on a page, just writing where I found the dark stain. I can assume that it's blood. I've seen quite a few
definite-
blood stains in my life.
It's a very safe. I will point out nothing says it's human blood, but it's definitely
Mm.
blood.
Anything else that I can find in that area?
No, this was it.
And then I'll quickly make sure that nobody saw me and start moving back towards the group.
Frederick is just watching out for the sailors who have taken notice of Miss Linnea and
Oh, there are plenty.
anyone who seems to be getting a little too close, playing sort of bouncer.
You've plenty to do.
Once
Yep.
everyone's kind of like back in the vicinity, thank you all so much for your time. It's just, you're doing such hard work with all these fish. It's very impressive.
Lots of offers to show you their eels.
Yep. Okay. Oh, I thought this was herring. Silly me.
Yeah, but I'm sure a number of intense looks from Frederick will allow you to vacate the warehouse without insult to your person. And we are going to leave you there for a little bit as we move on to a tiny outcropping in the sea and smoky little.
Hello.
Hello.
What is Astrid doing?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Astrid feels like she's going to die or she's going to figure out how to save herself. Yeah.
Those are the two options, yes.
They are. And well, she's got this big billowy smoke fire going. She doesn't know how frequent people come through here. Really, she's gonna be saved by a boat on the ocean, or if she's gonna be saved by getting back in the water, or if she's say gonna get to confront the person who killed her. Either way, that all lies in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Given that last time it was mermaids that sent her into the ocean, she has a roughly good idea of what Zachary's been doing.
Zacharias.
Sorry. Not what Zacky's been doing. So, Ash is going to do something incredibly stupid.
Oh god, I hate it when you do that. I tried very hard to kill you and you kept rolling lucky, but at one point, your dice are gonna stop bailing you out.
Yes, they are. And it will probably be today. So let's make it interesting.
Hey, there's only one way to find out.
Ash is going to stick her hand in the ocean.
Sure.
Ash is going to...
It's water.
Ash is going to scry.
On the ocean.
On mermaids.
In general, or a specific mermaid?
Comrick's future wife.
Going to scry on Comrick's future wife mermaid. Okay.
With the idea that she's scrying real hard on this mermaid. She knows they can interact with her things, and it's help. They'd want you to help me.
You're appealing to Comric's real wife to come save his fake wife.
He has yet to call me anything, so she doesn't know about that yet. So yeah, that is what Astrid is going to do.
I just want to point out that I, as the DM, am not the one crafting the love triangles this season. It is all them. All my players.
There is no love triangle. There are two people who are like, we need a cover story, and then there's whatever is happening with Comric and his mermaid wife.
His future mermaid wife, not his current mermaid wife.
Yeah. So,
How many mermaid wives is he getting?
I don't know. That's up to you. Okay.
Is it still called a harem if they're all mermaids? Would it be a
called?
school?
A fishery.
I was going to call school.
Hatchery.
There are fisheries and hatcheries.
Oh, maybe it's a pod.
Ooh!
I like that. Comric's pod.
Pod.
Like who is not making eye contact with us right now.
He's like, I don't like any of you.
He's like, I'm not in this anymore.
There was an actual note being pushed under my door because I'm on quarantine, and I think Rachel wanted me to know something.
Does the note say, "Don't marry another mermaid"?
Yeah, you're supposed to marry me, not a freaking mermaid. How about that?
Too late. You're already married to one mermaid.
I have 3 6s.
For scrying on Comric's current wife.
Yeah. I think it's my dice saying sorry for all those 6s that I missed while I was dying.
Sure. Yeah. No. I mean, you're still alive, so you didn't miss too many.
Yes.
Let's have a look. Jeez, what is the daily routine of a mermaid?
And if you say this can't be done, that's fair. Astrid is just trying.
Yeah, you're just
seeing if her powers can work in that way, because they've done some weird stuff in the past.
Yeah. Sure. As you stick your hand in the ocean and make, I think, your third bad decision in as many hours.
Yes.
Cry on a mermaid, specifically the one that is after Comric. You get a vision, so that part at least works, of a... I don't know what Astrid is into, but objectively speaking, this is a rather attractive mermaid. If you're into that sort of thing. And she's just merrily swimming around an underwater palace. She sort of acknowledges your presence. Doesn't seem too inclined to assist. Seems to remember you from the time you stole the ring she intended to give to Comric, and doesn't seem overly fond of you. And these aren't words, but this is like a mind-to-mind thing, so her intentions towards you are very clear. There is a certain amount of you did this to yourself that she's projecting at you. And there's also a certain amount of this isn't her turf. This isn't her area.
Astrid's going to try and push back. What if he kills him? Not in those exact words. It's, he's going to go see him. What if he kills him?
So, in this mind-to-mind thing, she doesn't seem as... there isn't some deep, intense Disney I saw him once on a ship and now I will love him forever kind of nonsense going on. It's more of a she saw him, there was something about him that piqued her interest. You're not sure what that was, but it might be worth digging into at some point in time. And it's more of a once I marked him, he was mine, but if he's broken, there are others.
All right.
She just shoves you off. She's like, I'm done with this. You interrupted my morning swim. As you come out of this vision, a reasonable amount of time has passed, few minutes. You're still on the beach with like your hand in the water. And there's this shadow falling over you as you feel someone sort of poke you in the leg with their boot.
Ash's gonna look up and go, hello.
You see that same fisherman that gave you the ominous warning in the tavern on your first night here. He is sort of prodding you with a boot, holding a net in one hand and a bottle of alcohol in the other, and goes, thought for sure you'd be dead.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm kind of hard to kill. It pisses a lot of people off. Any chance I can give you some money to bring me back to Wreckers?
Fucking Wreckers?
I don't want to go back either.
I just got kicked off Wreckers again.
Okay, can you get me close enough that I can, like, get to it? And can I have something to drink?
He'll hold out a bottle of alcohol.
Oh, that probably won't help. But it's better than nothing. Astrid is going to take a shot.
Fair enough. It burns.
That's okay. She probably needs it. She's gonna reach in.
I can take you to where I live. And then you can, like, flag down somewhere or something, I don't know.
That sounds better than what is currently going on.
Alright, hop on. And he sort of vaguely gestures in the direction of another beach where you assume his ship is.
Well, they're walking. She's gonna go, do you remember me?
I remember a lot of things, but I don't know how many of them are real. You know?
You came up to me in a tavern last
You know,
night.
I go to a lot of taverns.
All right, he came up to me on the tavern in Record Isles. There's only one of them there.
Mm-hmm.
And you told me if I don't leave, I'm gonna die.
I mean, you gave it a fair shot. Maybe next time.
Yeah. How did you know?
You're messing with people you shouldn't be messing with. And you. Just get on.
She gets on the boat.
Did I show you a picture of this guy yet?
Yeah, I think you sent it to me in the Discord.
Excellent.
Astrid's going to go, any chance you can, like, see the future?
No. But I know the past. And those are...
Like, mystically know the path?
No, I fucking lived here forever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. So I know...
Untie that one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
She unties it and then she
I had no intention of being awake this early. I just saw your stupid fire.
It worked.
I'm not gonna lie. Kind of hoped you were dead so I could take your money.
I mean, I'm gonna give you my money anyway.
Oh, that's nice.
What? So, I know Zachariah.
Uh-huh.
killed his father.
Uh-huh.
I know his father was then kind of taken in by the ocean. What do you
Wait,
know?
what? His father was taken in by the ocean is a
They, like-
beautifully poetic way of putting it. I like it.
Thank you. Is there a reason around here that takes human sacrifice as a tithe?
Lots of Vaesen take human sacrifices as a tithe.
Why don't you give me some of them? And is perhaps mermaids one of them?
Oh yeah, that would be one, yeah.
That would be.
Sorry, I was trying to go to bed, but
You're good. I'll let you sleep when we get there.
to be fair though, like if you just tithing a mermaid is easy enough. Pleasing pixies, now that's a pest. I did not
That
mean
is.
for that to sound the way it did. I can get rid of the pixies in my hut, and everything's just so messy, and I hate them so much. Like if I could kill a human to get the pixies out of my hut, I would.
That is fair. Astrid kind
Oh,
of like
you're a human.
that won't work. We both know that won't work for pixies. They don't want me dead. Astrid like pulls up her leg and like shows the like pixie bite that she has on her ankle, and she's like, I hate them as well.
Ugh.
Would Astrid know enough?
You should like get a sailor or something
A sailor?
to sacrifice to the pixies.
I don't think pixies take human sacrifices.
But they haven't been taking the milk I offer.
Is it rancid?
They make it rancid.
That's true.
There's only like a little bit of whale oil in it because I can't afford the non-tainted stuff.
That's fair. You know, I have some sweets in my bag. That might get rid of them for a couple of days.
Oh, break would be nice. I could get some.
Yeah, I've got
Sorry.
I've got some honey
Not
bread.
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, what? I wasn't listening.
I have some honey bread in my rations kit.
I mean, I'll take it.
I
For
mean,
the pixies.
yeah,
Yes.
for the pixies.
Yes. Good thinking. Good.
Yes.
Very good.
You can get some sleep. It will be my thank you for getting me off the island and not killing me. And maybe answering, did you ever meet a vicar named I'm pulling up the note.
Just picture Astrid going into her mind palace.
Did you ever meet a vicar, Carl Eric Hedquist?
Look, all those men's in dresses are the same, and I don't remember their names because they tell me I'm bad and I'm a sinner, and if I lay off the booze, then I take their God into my heart and I'll finally have a wife, which is ridiculous because I've been alone for what, 70 years? It's not suddenly gonna get better, if I stop drinking.
Honestly,
Bunch of bullshit.
it is. It's all a bunch of bullshit. And personally, I don't subscribe to their bullshit religion. But this one would have been probably a little bit more melty than normal, even if his
You say the word
apprentice-
melty? Was he melting? Is he half candle? Because candles melt and then they look really fun.
They do. No, I said mouthy.
Oh, mouthy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I never listened. I
That's
make
fair.
it a point not to listen. And that's a tip you can have for free, lady. Sir, person. Sorry, you were dressed as a dude at some point. I got confused.
Oh no. Like at this point, Astrid lost her hat and everything.
Oh, you're practically naked at this point, right?
Yeah.
Sorry. No shoes, no shirt, no surface.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Astrid sits there for a second. So you've lived here for 70 years.
Give or take, I stopped counting at some point. Or I lost count at some point. Or I counted wrong at some point.
What can you tell
I've been
me?
told I'm not great at counting.
I'm not either.
Especially when I have to pay.
Yeah.
Something about being short. I don't. I'm like not that short. I'm like pretty average height.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell me about the Baron family? The Herring Baron family.
Well, they were born under a blood moon. All of them. New moon, blood moon, full moon. There was something with the moon. Abela's a witch. No, Abela's a bitch.
Maybe both.
Maybe, who knows at this point, right?
Yeah.
Ow, why did I do that? I'm pretty sure Zacharias killed his dad. Either that or Abela killed her husband. Either way, there wasn't an accident. No, he went.
Yeah.
So when they were wreckers, they probably weren't like wreckers. They probably didn't wait for the crew to die. They probably like helped crews to die.
Fair.
Pretty sure they beat some people up. I will say once Abela took charge of the family, she really took, like, those kids of her, like 3/4 of them are so fucking dumb. Like once her husband got out of her ass, she did great. She has good business sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like that other kid of hers says he's like the herring baron, and that's why they're so rich. They don't just sell herring. There's also the whale oil, and they sell so much booze. At least they say they sell a lot of booze. They say they make a lot of money selling booze. I don't usually see a lot of it, but they say they sell a lot of booze. This is a tongue twister. They say they sell booze by the seashore. Get it?
Yes, that's an excellent tongue twister.
No, it's terrible, but you're pandering to me, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. I'm glad we're on the same page.
I have the feeling I should do something with that particular sale.
If you tell me what to do, you can continue to sit there and drink, and I'll do it.
Oh, cool. Tie off that one rope that's the one that's sort of like flapping.
Okay. Astrid's gonna grab the rope. Is there any would Astrid remember anything distinctly about the area where the father was killed?
No. It was a fairly generic rock beach, and as you're sailing with Orvar, it looks like just about every beach you're passing.
Okay. Why'd you get kicked off? Why have you been kicked off Rikers Island?
Oh, as the part where I drink more than I do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If I make enough money, let me back in.
How do you make money?
I thought you were smart.
Are you a wrecker as well?
We're on a fishing boat.
Well, excuse me, sir.
Boat,
I just got
fish, money.
I just got off an island called Wrecker Island, where the only money they make is off of ships that are drowning.
But they started as wreckers.
I know, but that's
It's
kind
in
of my
the history. They're very
my
loud.
Point. It's my point.
Oh, wait until you hear what my